So we have an activity over here, and the next thing that I'm going to do is let me create a new package over here and call it something as a util, and then I will create a new class over here. So I'll just call it this class as a car or any object that you want. So I just create a class over here, and then I have a function over here, and then I'll just say a get just say a car name or something, and then we should return the type of the string, right? And then we just return from here car name, or just give some name. This give let's say any name as a Toyota or something, right? So we got one class, and then we have one function inside it. Now if I want to get this the class or the object created inside my activity, I basically have to do something like this. So I'll just go over here and I'll just create let init var of, I'll just say car, and the type is of the car over here. Let me arrange it properly. So I have a let init variable of a car, and then now I have to create this object over here, car, which is equals to a car, right? So I basically have to do all of those stuff over here in order to call the car. So val, I just say as a name, which is equals to, sorry, it should be over here. So val, and I just or val, and the name which is equals to, I can get it from the car dot the get the car name. So this is things that we can do manually to create a new car object and then get a value name. But we want to make use of a dependency injection over here, so we can, that Hilt or the Dagger Hilt will create all of the dependencies for us, so we don't have to create an object by ourselves and all of those stuff. So how do we do that is, so let's go to the car over here, and first of all I need to add a constructor over here, and then second thing is that I need to add inject annotation that comes from the Dagger, so java x.inject, so make sure you use that one. So now I'm saying that this class or the object can be injectable or can be created using the Hilt. So I'll go back over here, and over here I'll just add inject over here too, and I have added an inject over here, and also I have added an inject over. Make sure you add an inject over to the class or the object that you want to create, so created by the Hilt. So if you never mention the inject, the Dagger or the Hilt is not going to find this and create do the injection or create an object for you. So I'll just go and add it over here. And the next thing, that before we can actually use this inject over here to this particular activity class, we have to add another annotation over to this particular class. So if we go back to the project over here, the doc over here, the first is that we have already created the Android application, Hilt Android application class. So injecting dependencies into the Android class. So whenever we are on the Android class, like the fragment, activity, services, so we have to add the inject dependency. So once the Hilt is set up, and which we have already done using the application class, and the application label container is available. So now we have application label container. Hilt can provide a dependency to the other Android classes that have the annotation of at Android entry point. So we need to make use of this annotation at Android entry point annotation to our other Android classes, like your view model. View model has a different annotation. So basically for the fragment and the activity that we are going to use, we need to add this annotation. So you can see that it has added the Android entry point. Basically this means that now we are saying that this class has some dependency injection, and the dagger is able to go and find it out and create a provide a dependency for us. So currently the Hilt currently support the following Android classes. So you can see it provide the application class that we just created, my application class, which we use at Hilt Android app annotation, and we have a view model which is add a view Hilt view model, and then we have for the activity fragment view service broadcast receiver, which make use of the annotation of the add Android entry point. So enough talking, let's go back to our project, and I will annotate this one at Android entry point. So now it is able to create a dependency or create a dependency injection for us. Now we don't have to make use of this one, so we can just remove that object creation manually, because we are creating our object manually previously. Now we can remove that one. And then we have a name, and if I go to activity, I think I have some text over here. So let me give an idea of let's say name, and just say txt, and then I can just go back to my over here. I think we haven't added, or I think instead of adding some more things, why don't we just log that one? So I can just say log, or we can just create a print ln and print it. So I just print a name over here. So you can use log, print ln, or anything, or else if you want to add a text, that's also fine. So just log it for now. And I need to run a device. Currently I haven't run any device, so let me try to run on the device. I think if we are actually going to make use of it, so I think I will create a companion object over here, and I think it's better to create a constant val of the tag, easy for us to debug later. So tag which is of equals to, we will just add the class name as the main activity, and then I think we will log it over here, log log.pt, and just provide the tag and provide the name over here. And let me try to run it again. So let's wait for the device to come up. I think so. If we go over here, the device is already running, and I can just go to the log cat over here, and I can just filter it out by the debug, and then filter it out by the main activity. Okay, so I think we should get it somewhere. Okay, so this just launched. So now you can see that this is a Toyota, and which means now that we don't have to create an object manually, and everything is done with the help of the Hilt over here. So Hilt created an object for us, and then provided the value for our get the function from our particular object over here. And if you go to the generated code over here, and you can see that in this package, you can see there is another util package created, and then we have a car factory over created over here, and then it's how it's when it's created, it's returning a new instance over here, and you can see it's a new car object is created for us. So all of those are done by the Hilt itself, so we don't have to go and create a new object for us and return and create all of those stuff. So all of those have been already done with the help of Dagger Hilt code generation. So that's the power of the Hilt or the dependency injection. So we don't have to do any of the manual dependency injection over here. So I hope you are now a bit familiar over the Hilt and the dependency injection, how it is provided and what we have to do. So this is basically a injection type. There is two types of injection, we can call it. One is a field injection and the constructor injection. So this is basically a field injection. We are actually injecting it to this particular field, and the another one is we haven't done the construction injection. So we created a constructor and we provide some required parameter over here, and then we create that using the Hilt. So I think next we will go and see about the constructor injection. And now I have just shown you how to make use of a field injection over here, because we are not providing it directly on the constructor over here. We are doing inside the field or the class level variable or the field of this particular class. So that's why this call it as a field injection. In the next, we have to do it on the constructor level. So the dagger can do injection on the constructor level as well as the field level. So let's go and see how we can do a constructor level injection over here. For that, I'll just go and create a new class over here, and then I'll just select for this car. What we need is to run. So we need a battery, right? So I'll just create a class of the battery or any that you want to provide, and then here I need to provide a constructor itself, and also I need to annotate with the add inject, right? Okay, so we got that one, and here we need to provide let's say we have one function, and this function name is get battery size or something like that, and let's return in from here, right? And then we will just return a value of, let's say 12 volt or something. Y. So get battery size. Okay, I think just leave it that. So I think that should be fine. And we have inject over here user annotation, which means that the Hilt is able to do a injection over here and create a object for us. And if I go to now car, now this car need this particular battery to function, right? So now car is dependent on this battery. So we need this battery for this car, and then I have a constructor requirement. So I just say a battery, and I get a battery over there. And now I have this dependency for this car is now dependent on this battery to function. Without this battery, this car cannot function, right? So this is a dependency over here. So now the car has a dependency of the battery. So that's why we call it as now a car is dependent on the battery. So there is a dependency over here. So any class that is dependent on the another class or the object is called a dependency over there. So now I can create another function over here, and I'll just say get a battery size or be a battery size, and then we just call that particular function over here, not the SI right? And then I can just get the battery, this battery, right? I need to get the battery dot. Okay, so battery. Okay, I have one, so I need to go that, and then I need to get it the battery size over here. Okay, so now I get a battery size, and let me return it from here too. So I'll just say a return. Let's return a string from here, and then I'll add just some return. Sorry, let me add a return over here, and we will return a string over here. So the battery size each, and then I need to do the string interpolation, and then I'll just pass this inside this particular string. Okay, so now we have a get battery size, and then now we have already constructed over here. We have already got that particular car object injected inside our main activity. Now we can just go and get the, let's say a val, and I say let's say battery size, which is of we can get it from the car dot get the battery size, and now we can just print it or we log it over here. I can just remove this print for now, we are not going to use that, and just pass it over here. So now you can see that this car is dependent on the another object of the battery over here, and this battery is created over here. Then so here we have a dependency injection, and then we provide this annotation of at inject, and over here on the main activity we can just simply get that one. So we don't have to go and create a new object over here again before we can make use of this one. So if I run this particular application, and let's go back to the logcat and wait for the project to run again, and I think that is just got run. So now you can see that we have got both of the printout. So this is a Toyota and the battery size is of 12. So we got both of our things working, which means we have done a field injection to create our car object over here, and also we have done a constructor injection which requires a battery for our car class to function. So if this car doesn't have a battery, it's not going to get that particular information from the battery object, but with the help of the Hilt it's got created, and we got that particular function written over here. So that's the things that we can do. We have learned about the field injection as well as of the constructor injection in the Hilt.